The Yorkshire Dales. They became a national park back in 1954 and cover 680 square miles. They take in a huge range of scenery and wildlife habitats. We're visiting 4 great places to stay that lie along the southwest edge of the Dales. Some offer B&B, some have holiday cottages. One does both. And we'll take the 19th century tourist trail to a place that still captivates visitors today. Each has something unique to offer. We're starting at Newton Grange, near the village of Gargrave on the Pennine Way. It's a working sheep farm, which is also just a stone's throw from the Leeds-Liverpool Canal.
A lot of people are walking through the Pennine Way, so they're just sort of come for one night and are passing through. Likewise, people on Leeds-Liverpool Canal come. There are people that move luggage. They organise luggage transfer. Sometimes have enormous bags arrive here. And then the walkers come with their day bag and then set off the next day all nice and dry.
Following the southern edge of the Dales, we reach Layhead Farm Cottages near Rathmell. Rosemary Hislop has 8 lovingly converted holiday cottages, some with artistic echoes of their previous lives as farm buildings.
A friend of mine who is an artist has done those for me. There's a cow, and the cow was Rocket. She was a Guernsey cow that we had in our herd when we had milking cows. Rocket was so named because she walked so slowly. There's also texel sheep, that was the breed of sheep that we had. And then the third window is lots of hens and cockerels and things, because I have hens.
North a bit further, there's the old stable at Coppy House Farm in the Forest of Bowland. It's a working sheep farm with huge skies and a remarkable view.
On a night time when they go out and there's no street lights and they see all the stars, well, they're just mesmerised. You've got the views across the Wenning Valley. You're looking onto Pennygent, Norber, Fountains Fell, Ingleborough, and just tucked behind Ingleborough is Whernside, but you can't see that, so we're right in the heart of the Three Peaks country.
Just outside Clapham, Diane and John are new kids on the block compared to some of the others. They took over Crooklands just a year or so ago, although the house has a long pedigree.
This is our guest living room, and it's also where we serve breakfast as well. We magic the furniture out the way and the table comes into the middle, so it's their room.
We believe that it may have been the first of the house, and with the stone above the fireplace saying 1699, we have no reason to disbelieve that. It was thought that this was a detached kitchen for another house that was out in the field.
People come to the Dales for the scenery, the fresh air, and to get away from it all. Bolton Abbey has been welcoming visitors since the priory was established in 1155.
However, it wasn't really until the turn of the 19th century that it became the tourism destination as we know today, where famous artists like Turner and Landseer came to visit Bolton Abbey, and Wordsworth indeed came. And then when the railway arrived at the end of the 1800s, it really did put Bolton Abbey on the map, because the train offered affordable transportation to the masses to come and enjoy the countryside.
Today there are 80 miles of footpaths by the river and through the woodland. And of course, there's the priory that inspired Wordsworth and the ubiquitous Anon.
The nursery rhyme, Hey Diddle Diddle, the Cat and the Fiddle, is said to have originated here. There was a prior moon, and rumour has it that he was diddled over the sale of a cow by a family named Hay. There are indeed also 2 stone dogs at the left and right hand side of the doorway as you walk into the west tower of the priory, and Prior Moon was responsible for building this fabulous stone structure.
And it's not just visitors from afar who enjoy what Bolton Abbey has to offer. Jill Fell from Coppy House Farm.
It used to be a weekend picnic spot. All the family used to sort of meet up there and go for a picnic. You take it for granted because it's there on your doorstep. It's only now when you've got visitors coming in and they're just mesmerised by the beauty of the place.
The old stable at Coppy House Farm was just that.
That was the main doorway where the cart horses would come in, and the kitchen is the old wash house. The fireplace is made of stone from a previous barn. The wood beam across is bog oak.
It came out of some land that we drained about 20 years ago. We've got some people that came into the cottage are coming back to take some samples to carbon date to try and find out how old it is.
The whole area and the buildings are steeped in history. Catherine at Newton Grange has had several guests recently on the trail of their personal histories, some of whose ancestors even used to work her farm.
And I'm actually building up a bit of a family tree of different people, and it's really quite exciting because we've got a family coming back again whose ancestors were here, and they've given me photographs of the people. I've got these family trees, and then you suddenly get another couple coming and they're actually on the same family tree and they probably don't know one another. I find it really interesting.
Her holiday cottages at Newton Grange are just half a mile from the village shops in Gargrave. At Layhead Farm Cottages, Rosemary can help out when it comes to provisions.
I have what I call a trading post. I keep in stock things like local bacon and sausage. Also, I sell free-range eggs from my hens. I ask them to put their order into the post box the night before and then deliver them to the cottage the next morning.
She converted the first barn with her late husband in 1993. Nowadays, she can offer anything from quiet breaks for couples to large family gatherings. The sheltered south-facing garden at Crooklands looks out over the forest of Bowland, and on a clear day there could even be glimpses of Morecambe Bay some 10 miles away as the crow flies.
Around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon you can see the sun twinkling on the sea, so I think we can not quite say we have a sea view, but it's lovely. The people we bought the house from were keen gardeners as well, so they've done a number of seating areas in the garden, so on really windy days you can find a nice secluded spot to sit.
The Dales are a magnet for walkers, but if you fancy taking the weight off your feet, there's always the Emsey and Bolton Abbey steam railway and the famous Settle to Carlisle line.
We normally print off the timetable for our guests so they can go around to Layhead and catch the train there, and of course get the lovely views of the viaduct because people like to photograph that.
4 very different places to stay and some fascinating places to visit in this lovely part of God's own county.